regular season. And here at Rogers Center, the Orioles need to get a couple in a row to wrap up the series win. Last night, it was the bats of the Jays and Dalton Pompey that gave Toronto a 4-2 win. But the Oriole fans are on here, pumped up, getting ready for a postseason and for today's day. It's the Orioles on Masson, and with the roof open here at Rogers Center. Another beautiful day north of the border, and the Orioles looking to get back in the win column with lots of O's fans on hand for the Orioles-Jays Game 2. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne for the Orioles. The continuation process. It is about playing it out. They're not going to catch the Angels anymore. They're going to play the winner of that Central Division, but that's the one that's still up for grabs. Will it be the Detroit Tigers or the Kansas City Royals? KC is making a real run at it. They're going to go to the playoffs either as the wild card or the division champion. For the Orioles, they're taking a look at both of those teams in depth, and we thought we'd do that today as well. So today, it's the Detroit Tigers. How have the Orioles fared against them? Well, here are some of the numbers Buck Showalter and company are taking a look at in making their decisions. For the hitters, against the Tigers' lifetime, Delmon Young has played more games against Detroit and in Detroit than anybody else because he played there. 273 average, 34 RBIs. Adam Jones, big numbers against the Detroit Tigers with that 306 average. Nick Markakis, 276, 26 runs batted in. And Nelson Cruz, 33 RBIs to go along with a 269 lifetime average. On the pitching side of it, Chris Tillman is 3-0 against the Tigers in 6 starts. That's a good ERA. Wei-Yin Chen, who probably will start in Game 2, is 1-0. He's only had 2 starts against them, a 4.91 ERA. Miguel Gonzalez 0-2, a big ERA in 4 games, 3 starts against the Tigers. And Bud Norris has not beaten the Tigers, 0-3. Those are the probable 4 starters for the Orioles in the playoffs. So Mike Bordick, some positive, some negative numbers, trying to figure out the matchups if it's Detroit.
Yeah, well, I think facing Detroit, this Orioles lineup's going to stay pretty much true to form. I think the only question mark is going to be left field. Do you start Nelson Cruz out in left field, Delmon Young, or even De Aza? De Aza's got a lot of at-bats against Detroit as well. I mean, he played 5 years with the Chicago White Sox, so he's very familiar with that team. So I think that's going to be a spot where there's some adjustments. Flaherty's going to be at third, Jonathan Scope at second base, and everybody else will stay the same as usual. Question is, do you want to use Delmon Young off the bench against the bullpen, in a tough situation? Because there are some question marks there. If Ryan Flaherty, Jonathan Scope, or Caleb Joseph get pinch hit for, who's going to be coming off the bench?
And when they go to Detroit, now the first 2 games will be played, of course, in Baltimore. Then you move to Detroit. It's a 2-2-1 5-game series. So who's done well when you go to Tiger Stadium? Delmon Young, again, with that mark. These are marks at Comerica Park. 276, 82 RBIs because he played there. Nelson Cruz, solid numbers there. J.J. Hardy with a 296 average. Nick Markakis hits 320 at Comerica Park. And there's what Mike was talking about, especially in Detroit. You got Alejandro De Aza with a 272 batting average in that ballpark. So when they get there, the good thing is the regulars have played pretty well there.
They really have. And it is a hitter's park. It's a big ballpark. It's tough to hit the long ball there, but there's a lot of gap space out there. So I think Buck Showalter's really going to set up his team defensively in the outfield. Probably De Aza will get more starts when they play there just to cover more ground, fill up the gaps, because they're playing against a very potent offensive team in the Detroit Tigers. They can drive the ball. They're familiar, obviously, with that home setting. But, a lot of players have had success against the Tigers. I mean, they have some big-name pitchers. Max Scherzer, obviously the Cy Young Award winner. Justin Verlander. David Price is over there now as a starter. And they have had good numbers as a team against Scherzer and David Price. Up around 300, about 290 against both of those starters. So there's some success, familiarity with Delmon Young, De Aza, have an experience there, and they might be able to add a little bit in the scouting meeting.
All right, and today a new name is added to the mix at third base. Alexei Casilla is in the starting lineup. Joining the team today, we'll talk about that when we come back to Toronto. On Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Without a heart, it's just a machine. And by your Baltimore BMW centers. Well, this weather just could not be nicer. Late summer weather here in Toronto. And the roof is open. Take a look at our train game time temperature at 76 degrees. Visit trainsearch.com to find your local train comfort specialist dealer. It's hard to stop a train, really hard. For the Orioles starting lineup today, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Without a heart, it is just a machine. It will be Casilla. He returns. And the first pitch grounded down to third. Casilla's back. Happ's pitching, and there's the out. And so long for now from... Holy moly, guys in a hurry or what? Well, there's Casilla. He's back, and he went after the first pitch. First game in the majors since September 23 of 2013. He'll make the start at third base in the ball game today. He was in a hurry.
Let's take a look at Jay Happ. His pitch arsenal this season. Loves his fastball. It's a good one. Get it up to 95, 72% of the time. Breaking ball and the change. He'll mix those up on occasion. He has a curve and a slider, but primarily the fastball. Good finish, sneaky finish. Numbers up and down this season. 4.27 earned run average, 129 punch-outs, though, just the 49 walks. So he is aggressive in the zone. Opponents hitting just 264, 268 by the lefties.
And the pitch foul tipped into the mid. Pierce getting the start in right field with Nick Markakis getting the rest today. So Steve's out in right field. This is the fourth start that he's had in right field for the Orioles. 31-year-old Jay Happ, left-hander, with a 1-ball, 1-strike delivery to him up the middle, right where they were playing him. Backhanded by Tollison. Nice pick at first by Mayberry, and there are 2 down.
Nice play there by Steve Tollison, showing some range up the middle. A hard-hit ground balls. Blue Jays infield getting tested early.
Angels have guaranteed themselves the best record in the American League, so the Orioles now know at least that that's not going to come to fruition. So the Central Division winners will be the team the Orioles will face. The Angels will play the wild card team. And with 2 down, here comes Adam Jones. Jones, he did not play in the ball game last night. He is 6 for 20, lifetime off Happ. Orioles get another look at a left-handed starter. They are 22-18 against left-handed starters this year. Really improved against lefties as it went along. Hitting .253 off lefties overall and .259 against right-handers. And the 0-1 pitch, that'll go to second base. Collison is there, and that'll do it. That was quick. 3 ground balls. They're out. We'll try and get back here before they throw another 4 or 5 pitches. To Toronto and enjoy this great city and see some baseball. Take a look at the starting lineup for Toronto. Reyes, Bautista, Encarnacion, Valencia, the former Oriole, Navarro, Mayberry, Pompey, Pilar, and Tollison. Danny Valencia, the former Oriole. See why he's in there. Career numbers against left-handers.
Take a look at Wei-Yin Chen's pitch arsenal this season, and it's been a fabulous year. Fastball 66% of the time. Breaking ball 22%. He's got the curve and the slider, the changeup. Starting to use it more frequently, 12% of the time. He is searching for his 17th win of the year, 3.56 earned run average. A nice little roll here. His last 8 starts, 4 wins, a 2.68 earned run average. The opponent's hitting .268. 23 home runs, though, 20 given up to the right-handed hitters. We'll make some adjustments there. I think that changeup will come into play more against the righties. Keep them off the fastball.
Chen 1-1 against Toronto this year, lifetime 1-2. He got his first win against Toronto in his last outing against them. Here is Reyes, switch hitter, leading it off. The shortstop had a 1 for 4 in the ball game last night. And the pitch taken outside for a ball. Reyes, a good season against the Orioles this year. .285 average overall against the Orioles, hitting .288 against Oriole pitching this season. 1-0 delivery by Chen. That'll be foul back.
Now take a look at the Jeep inside the numbers here. There have been some Blue Jays that have had some success against Wei-Yin, Chen. Valencia hitting 308. See Reyes at 333. Tollison, of course, you got to be careful with the home run hitters. Batista and Encarnacion both hitting 300. Each of them have a home run.
And the pitch taken up high. For Chen, his first outing against Toronto in August. He took the loss in the game, 4 runs, 8 hits, and 5 innings. Then the last outing, 2 runs, 9 hits, and 5 2/3. And he got the win against the Blue Jays. That pitch will come inside. Toronto this season has hit .347 against him for a team batting average, and they do have 1 home run against him this year in the previous 2 starts made. 3-ball, 1-strike delivery. Reyes going after it down the line in right field. Curving. Will it stay fair? It is a foul ball into the corner. Just miss.
Yeah, really just missed because of the fastball inside. Got him off the plate, moved his feet, so he couldn't get on that fastball away. Just a hair late, maybe 2 or 3 inches late on that right field line.
I want to remind you now about the not-hole game coming to the playoffs for the Orioles. These are for in-need kids who are going to be attending games 1 and 2 of the American League Division Series. The not-hole game going back to the old International League Orioles, 1930. And they used to allow kids in for free because they got tired of filling the holes, and they used to dig them under the fences to get into the ballpark. That'll be played at second base. So the Orioles this season are going to invite some 1,400 kids who will be coming to the ballpark. They'll have their own sections, 96 and 98 at Camden Yards. And you've got a chance to help raise money for the nonprofit organization. Orioles are auctioning off pairs of front row field box tickets for both Game 1 and Game 2 of the Division Series. If you go to Orioles.com/auction, you have until Tuesday for Game 1, Wednesday for Game 2 to place a bid for these tickets, and the proceeds will go benefit the charities. Some of those charities include the Boys and Girls Club of Metropolitan Boston, the Dundalk Youth Services, the My Sisters Circle, the Salvation Army of Central Maryland. Those are just some of the groups who will benefit. So get over there and take a look. Orioles.com/auction.
Yeah, certainly a great opportunity to help the charities in Baltimore, but what an opportunity for the kids. I mean, to continue that great history of the Knot Hole Gang, give kids an opportunity to see games that they most generally wouldn't get the chance to, and here playoff chance. So I think it's great to carry on that history. I love the history of the Knot Hole Gang, how the kids used to dig the holes under, and the owners would fill in the holes, and they'd dig other holes or climb over the fence.
Great. 2-1 delivery will be fouled away. Bautista at the plate, 2-ball, 2-strike count. He had an 0 for 4 in the ballgame last night against Chen. 3 for 6 with the home run in his career. Bautista putting up another season of the power numbers for this Jays team. The Jays have got a chance to finish second. The Yankees are in second place right now behind the Orioles by 12, but there's only 1 game separating the Yankees and the Jays from second place. Pitch will be taken for a strike, and Bautista is the first strikeout victim.
Well, Bautista didn't like that pitch at all. Wei-Yin Chen certainly did. Located perfectly down and in. Take a look at the Nissan pitch track. Take a look at Caleb Joseph setting up inside. Hits his spot. 93 miles an hour, driving it downhill, and just knocks Bautista up. Great execution on the fastball.
Encarnacion will stand in, 2 down and nobody on. He's got the same numbers Bautista has against Chen. 3 for 6 with a home run. And the pitch will be taken for a strike. Jim Wolf, home plate umpire. Pitchers are going to get the benefit of the doubt if he's true to his history behind the plate, a veteran umpire. So you better come out there with a bat ready to go. Designated hitter, 2 for 4 last night for the Jays. He'll go after it and foul it back.
Well, let's take a look at the Orioles defense. Brought to you by Chevrolet. Delman Young getting the start in left field. Jones and Pierce will join him. Hardy and Scope up the middle. Alexi Casilla making his 3rd start at third base. Walker over at first. And, of course, Caleb Joseph behind the plate.
And the fastball in. Orioles now with 83 errors, second in the league in defense to Seattle overall coming into this next to the last day of the regular season, and the errors at third base in particular have been of concern. Pitch will be taken down low. The Orioles defense is what they have prided themselves in, and certainly it's been very good this year. But here in the last month, the errors have started piling up, and third base has been the place. And isn't it interesting that Alexei Casilla is playing at third base today, not having played a game there in what, a year and a half?
Right. Well, even when he was with the Orioles in 2013.
It'll go to short this time. Hardy up with it. He'll make the throw over to first base in a 1-2-3 inning for Chen. We've completed one. Sun coming through here in Toronto. 1-500 for being selected. You get 500 more for every Orioles home run hit today. And with all the home runs the Orioles have put up this season leading the majors, the lottery has awarded over $150,000 to all contestants this year. Play the Orioles scratch off today. You still have a chance to win up to $60,000. Find out more at mdlottery.com/Orioles. Only Lee, who runs our booth, makes more money than that on a daily basis. You could join him. Here is Nelson Cruz. Cruz, Young, and Hardy will be coming up. Cruz, the designated hitter in this game, 7 for 12 off Happ, and the outside corner strike is there.
Believe it or not, though, has not hit a home run off Happ.
Not many pitchers, but that's happened to
That's
him
right.
the last couple of years. Not this year, anyway. For Happ against the Orioles in the outings this year, first one, he gave up a run, 7 hits over 6. A real solid outing. Second time, he ended up 2 runs, 5 hits over 8. Took the loss in the game. Took the loss in the last outing, 5 runs, 8 hits over 6. So he's pitched well against the Orioles, but his record is 1-2 this year. And the Orioles have a .253 batting average against him this season, with 4 home runs off Happ this year.
Well, Happ piles up the strikeouts against the Orioles in the 4 starts, 26 Ks. A lot of it because of that live fastball.
Cruz will get a hold of that one to center field. Drove it deep, back, 20-track wall, and it'll be off the top of the wall. Pompey unable to make the play. Cruz going to third. He's going to go all the way around. He's got himself a triple. He took that turn at second base, started to hold up, realized the ball would bounce away, and Pilar was backing it up. So a second triple of the season for Cruz.
Well, Nelson Cruz got on that Happ fastball, and we saw some great defense from Pompey in last night's game. Couldn't catch up to this one. It is hammered, back spinning out to center field. Looks like Pompey's got a beat on it, and then a last chance effort, but it kicks off the wall, kicks away. Cruz could have walked into third base, taking his time.
So the Orioles get a scoring chance here with a leadoff man on with a triple. Here is Delman Young. Young, who doesn't waste any time, has got a base hit, and the hit machine just keeps on swinging. So Young picks up the RBI, and the Orioles have the early lead in the ball game, and thou shalt not allow a pitch to go by. His 30th RBI of the season for Young.
Well, Delman Young, when he steps into the box, we've heard him say before he's looking at a home run on every pitch, but here, back-to-back nights, he's picked up an RBI by going the other way. A nice approach by Delman Young there.
Is Delman Young going to be the Orioles' secret offensive weapon when it comes to the playoffs? Just maybe. I'm not sure it's much of a secret anymore, but man.
It's no surprise J.J. Hardy just taking that first pitch. Lowest swing percentage at first pitch since 1988. Jason Kendall leading the way at 2.7. There's J.J. Hardy this year, 4.3% of the time. So he loves to take that first pitch, get a good feel, get an eye on the ball, the release point. J.J. Hardy does not ambush very often.
Hardy with a 3 for 15. His number against Happ. And a swing and a miss. The ball down and away. Home plate umpire Jim Wolf says foul tipped into the mitt. So the count will go to 1-2. So the Orioles, as they did in the ball game last night, come away with a lead. They could not sustain it, though, as the Jays came back to win it by a score of 4-2. Delivery on the way to Hardy. That'll go the other way as well. And ricochet off the stands and into right field. Not very often we say the shadows have an impact at Rogers Center with a roof, but they do. when it's open and you've got a game that starts at 4 o'clock.
All over the place, and it affects the infielders and outfielders as well as the ball comes through the light and the shadows.
1-2, foul right, straight back. There you see the opening through which that sun comes. Blue skies all around, but a lot of shadows. The light standards and some of the structural work up top diffusing that light. 1-2, delivery on the way. Hardy will go towards second base. Tollison, Reyes. Well, the Orioles headed to the postseason, and you'll want to be a part of it. Place a non-refundable deposit, $250 per seat, for a 2015-13 game plan to receive an American League Championship Series pre-sale opportunity. Step up to the 29-game full season plan deposit, get access to an earlier pre-sale, and be guaranteed tickets to at least one ALCS game. Go to Orioles.com/postseason. Place your deposits today and be part of it. The excitement coming this week at Camden Yards. Here is Walker. Christian Walker getting the start at first base, his 6th start after being called up with the expanded rosters. And the pitch will be taken outside by Walker. He's actually faced Happ, has a 1-for-3 against him.
Well, this experience for Christian Walker here in the month of September, playing with the big boys, a team that's going to the postseason, and learning so much.
Backhanded by Valencia. Danny Stroh is going to be in time. The Orioles are going to pick up a run on 2 hits. No errors, nobody left. Through the triple RBI single by Young. Later in our ball game today, brought to you by Miller Lite. Toronto Harbor, the islands across from the mainland there. We can take ferries out, enjoy a day, picnicking, go to the park, canoe, kayak, or just wander around on the trails out there. It's where the All-Star, when the All-Star game was held here, that's where the All-Star Gala was held, was out on the islands, had a big fireworks display out there. Wei-Yin Chen trying to create a little fireworks of his own. He has this year, tied for 4th in wins coming into today's play in the American League with 16 W's. If he gets a win today, he's going to become the first Orioles left-handed starter to win 17 or more in a season since Jeff Ballard had 18 wins in '89. Danny Valencia, Navarro, and Mayberry. Valencia batting cleanup in this ball game. 4 for 13, lifetime off Chen, the former Oriole. And he'll take the pitch inside for a ball.
Wei-Yin Chen's had himself a pretty impressive season, and he's really been impressive since he's come over and pitched for the Orioles. And it's an adjustment. It's been a constant adjustment past few seasons. Learning how to pitch on 4 days rest.
Shattered bad ground ball to short. Hardy is there.
Just trying to establish that routine, understanding of playing every day, the long season, 8 months starting in spring training. I think the realization that it's a full-time job every day, all year long. Take care of yourself, and Wei-Yin Chen has really taken that to heart. He's a true pro. He's constantly trying to make himself better, stay healthy, and make every start. He wanted to get up to 200 innings this season. I think that's going to be a goal of his, obviously, in the future, but he's getting there. He's getting stronger. He's understanding what it takes to pitch every 5th day, and he's made the adjustments, and it shows by his record this season. I mean, he has really been a force in this rotation.
And the pitch will be taken for a strike by Navarro. Down to Navarro with an 0 for 4 in the ballgame last night. Chen, of course, who from Taiwan, played in Japan. He was 36-30 in the Japanese League with a 2.48 ERA. When the Orioles went to the playoffs in 2012, Chen almost got to that 200-inning mark. He pitched 192 2/3 innings in 2012, and that was the most innings he had pitched anywhere in his professional career. 1-1 delivery on the way, and that'll be foul back. This year, 179 innings pitched coming into this ball game. The Orioles have gone 19-11 in the 30 starts he's made. He also has been the most efficient, 16.1 pitches per inning, leads all the Orioles starters and is 23rd in efficiency in the American League. 1-2 delivery. Navarro's gone. Play's got to be made. Caleb Joseph down first. 2 down here in the second inning. Oriole fans can earn rewards for sharing and posting Orioles content at ozbirdsnest.com. Enter today's bonus code 1992. Before midnight tonight, get 2 bonus tokens entered to win the monthly prize of the autographed player photo or the year-end prize of 2 tickets to opening day next year. That's at ozbirdsnest.com. John Mayberry Jr. coming up. Made an appearance in the ball game last night, ended up getting a walk, the only at-bat plate appearance that he had. Talking about his dad last night, who played here in Toronto, played at first base just as Junior plays first base.
He made a nice diving play in last night's game.
1-0 delivery on the way, and that's going to be foul back. His dad was one of those players that as a pitcher you didn't want to see coming to the plate.
Yeah, no way.
He attacked.
Yeah.
And he could hit. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Mayberry 0 for 2 off Chen. In the air to right field. Pierce started back. He'll come back in that sun field out there and he'll put it away. And a 1-2-3 inning. 6 in a row retired by the Orioles starter. The Orioles have the 1-0 lead. Southwest Airlines. Without a heart, it's just a machine. And by Luna, the beautiful new carpet, hardwood, and laminate. Call 877-241-LUNA. Here in Toronto. Weekend underway. 1 more game left tomorrow to wrap up the regular season. Day off Monday. Workouts in Baltimore for the Orioles on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. American League Division Series. Caleb Joseph up, and he will take the pitch for a strike. Joseph, Scope, and Casilla.
Pretty exciting time for this team, and there have been some players, though, this last month that have kind of batting averages come down a little bit. It's a little bit of a rut. Joseph trying to get going, but that playoff atmosphere really ignites a player. Gets him right back on track, the focus. They're now just kind of grinding through a long season. A lot of adrenaline kicks in when the lights go on in the postseason. The game gets a little sharper, understanding that every pitch, every play matters.
Orioles, after their 96th win here today, they're 95-65. And the pitch taken by Jonathan Scope. Only 2 Orioles in the lineup today were in the ball game last night. That was Delman Young and Jonathan Scope. Everybody else had the night off yesterday. That's foul back. Orioles have won this season series. They lead Toronto 10-7. Orioles have never won more than 11 games against Toronto in a single season. They can do that, obviously. With a victory today, it would be 11, and then 1 more left tomorrow. Scope off the left-hander. Happ fouls it back. 0-2.
You see how Happ really becoming reliant on that fastball, riding it up to the top of the zone. He might flip up an occasional breaking ball every now and then just to get it in the hitter's head, but he loves that fastball.
And Happ will get the strikeout. That is his first K.
Well, he flips in the occasional breaking ball here, and look at the good finish when it's down. Wow, did that bite down and in hard on Jonathan Scope. A good finish here. That's where you want to put it when you get ahead.
So Happ with 2 away here in the third. Here is Casilla. Went after the first pitch he saw and grounded out. His first time up in the majors this year. Casilla, 30 years old, AAA Norfolk this season. Played just 56 games. Injuries limited his season. He hit .264 for Norfolk. Had 9 for 11 and stolen bases. He played, though, at second base for 34 games and shortstop for 21. He did not play at third base this season, which is where he is in this game. 1-1 delivery on the way is outside. So, add another name to who's at third.
Yeah, who's at third? Brian Flaherty, Kelly Johnson, Paredes, or Casilla. The 11 games at 1,000 fielding percentage. Ryan Flaherty's going to get the nod to start at third base.
One hopper to second base, played by Tollison. He's got him. Happ retires the side in order. 0 for 2 for Casilla. Bottom of the third coming up from Toronto Orioles up. In the Central, the Tigers lead by just 1 game over the Royals, so the battle goes on. Only 2 games left. Angels have clinched best record in the American League. The wild card, Royals lead it by a game over the A's for the number 1 spot. For the number 2 spot, the A's lead by 2 games over the Mariners. Seattle's elimination number is 1. And that looks like that's going to go down to the final day. Royals Tigers have clinched playoff spots. So that's the way it looks right now. And that's why the Orioles still have to wait, since they'll play that Central Division winner, to see whether it'll be the Tigers or Kansas City. Bottom half of the third inning. Orioles on top 1-0. RBI Young. Here is Dalton Pompey showing bunt. He had the 2 triples, double, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs in the ball game last night. A rookie just called up on an expanded roster basis and putting on a show for the Toronto group. 0-1 delivery on the way, and he rips that one foul.
Yeah, he had a pretty impressive game, both offensively and defensively last night. They're counting on him to be the starting left fielder, maybe some center field. Ghosts cover some ground out there as well, but it seems like Pompey really more of the offensive threat, good speed, driving the ball in the gaps.
Center fielder primarily at the minor league level. 1-1 delivery, and he went after the bunt, trying to pick up the base hit, didn't get it. So 1 ball, 2 strike count. And he is, as we said, a switch hitter. So interesting story. There is Casilla backing up at third. But Showalter made it very clear before the game today, had it not been for injuries to Casilla, Casilla would have been with this ball club a lot more this season than just being added for this ball game and tomorrow. And he also made it clear that Casilla is going back to Baltimore. He will be involved in whatever they're going to do in preparation for the postseason. He's going to play in those games.
Yeah, well, Casilla had a shot of making the team in spring training. If not for Jonathan Scope coming in there and proving he could handle things defensively, Casilla would have probably been on the team, because, he played quite a bit in 2013 when the Orioles set that record for the best defense in the history of the game. He didn't make an error in 53 games. He played second base. He played a couple games at shortstop. So Buck Showalter could rely on him. That's why he's here right now. And yeah, he definitely would have been here during the season. Ended up breaking his hamate, had to get that bone removed, and then he pulled his hamstring there at the end of the year in Norfolk. So he's all healed up though and ready to go. He's in good shape. I talked to him actually earlier today. He said he was in Arizona, getting his hamstring right, playing a little baseball.
Down to third underneath the glove on Casilla, and Kevin Pillar will stop at first. Pillar getting the start in left field. It's a screamer, and that's a single. Casilla trying to get the glove down, but when you're playing on this surface, you better be quick.
Yeah, playing in a little bit, honoring the bunt. Just gets whistled. Keep that glove down. Can't start up and then go down to it, especially on this turf. Start down and then come up to the baseball. Just sneaking under for the base hit.
Well, Pillar gets the single, and there is the first hit off Chen. Here is Steve Tollison playing at second base against Chen, 2 for 3 in his career. The Orioles will have Monday off, and then they're going to play those simulated games in Baltimore, and those are the games I was talking about that Buck Showalter said Casilla will participate in. On Tuesday and Wednesday, they'll play simulated games and be ready to go on Thursday at Camden Yards against either the Tigers or Kansas City. 1-0 count. Chen's pitch, and that's going to be down low. And the count will go to 2-0. Chen has actually had a better opponent batting average out of the stretch than out of the windup this year. 245 working out of the stretch, 283 when he's in the full windup. Not a big lead at first for Pilar. Tollison, the 2-0 delivery to him, and he'll foul it off.
When you get into a good hitter's count, fall behind like Wei-Yin Chen did there, you have to be able to execute a quality strike. And that was a good example. Good fastball down and away in the outside corner. Quality pitch to get back into the count. See the pitch track there, that third pitch right on the outer third. Good fastball. Chen carrying some good velocity all season long. His fastball numbers are up. He's been up to 95 miles an hour. Even his off-speed pitches, probably about a mile or two better, so a little bit more spin.
That's down to third. That's a fair ball going into the corner. Young going no to give chase. Coming to third, Pilar. Pilar's being laid from by Rivera. Here's the throw. Cut-off man relay. Not in time. Ball gets away. Runner at second will stay. Tollison a double and an RBI, and the ball game is tied.
Steve Tollison, a short, quick bat stroke. Hits on it, but the top spin, you see when it catches the dirt, it just kicks up and over the glove of Casilla. Pilar on his horse, scoring all the way from first base.
Tollison's a .318 hitter against left-handers this year. Strict platoon player, only a .123 off righties. He gets the RBI, and that will tie the ball game up. Pilar scoring all the way from first. Here is Reyes, who popped out his first time up. Chen's delivery to him. Reyes rips it. That's going to be a base hit. That will score Tollison. Reyes on his way to second base. Back-to-back doubles on a Toronto 2-1 lead.
Those Blue Jays offense kind of testing Casilla down there in the hot corner. There have been some bullets down there. A couple bad hops. Look at the pitch from Wei-Yin Chen. Just staying in the middle of the plate. Change up. And Reyes reaches out there, though. Gets the good part of the bat on the ball, and it comes off hot, hooking down that left field line.
A couple of hard hit balls here. Runners on at second base again. 2-1 lead. 3 hits for the Jays. Here's Bautista, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Reyes on at second, being held by Scope. He goes after it, and that's a foul ball. Whoa! They're all barreling up here in the third inning.
Starting to get aggressive here on Wei-Yin Chen. Wei-Yin Chen, he's all around the zone. Very low walk rate this season. Trying to gear it up as a hitter, knowing that he's not going to walk it. He's not going to throw a lot of balls. Aggressive in the strike zone. They're not wasting any time right now.
Reyes on at second, his 50th RBI of the year for the Jays. Only one down. Chen the look back, and the off-speed pitch will go to short. That'll hold the runner. Hardy makes the play over to first, and Bautista's retired. Runner still at second, 2 down. Orioles headed for October. Be there for 1 hour postseason editions of O's Extra before and after every game. Check out Bass and Orioles on Facebook for live game chats during every playoff game in October. Mass and your maximum Orioles postseason net. Toronto went 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position in the ball game last night. They are 8th in the league in that department overall. Runner in scoring position here on Encarnacion, who grounded out his first time up. But Chen trying to limit the damage right here. Encarnacion now 3 for 7 off Chen lifetime with that home run. One-0 delivery to him, and a towering pop-up off the end of the bat. behind second Scope. Chases that one down for the out. So a couple of runs on 3 hits, no errors. Base runner left on, 3 complete. Toronto moves on top by 1. Series. This Orioles moment in history brought to you by Volkswagen. It was 1970 Cincinnati Reds. Big red machine. Orioles beat them. Brooks Robinson had one of those series. 292, 10 home runs, 32 RBIs for the Orioles in the series, and Robinson awarded the MVP. Some of the greatest plays ever made in postseason baseball, and the human vacuum cleaner tag was there to stay. 1970.
The importance of third base. The Orioles starting to feel that right now with Manny Machado missing a few months this season. Now the rest of the year, more surgery on his knee, is actually his other knee. And testing some third basemen right now, hoping that they'll get a little taste of that Brooks Robinson defense in the postseason.
And the pitch will be taken by Steve Pearce. Pearce grounded out. His first time up. Orioles get Pearce, Jones, and Cruz. 2, 3, 4 in the order. Happ's delivery. Pearce hitting .326 off left-handers, with 9 of his 21 home runs coming against lefties. Happ, the 31-year-old left-hander, no walks and a strikeout so far. That one tagged. Something about that left field corner. There's a magnet down there attracting baseballs. Pearce is on his way to second. Throw will not be in time. Backed up by Mayberry. And Pearce starts it out with a double here in the 4th inning.
Pretty impressive swing right there by Steve Pearce. We've been seeing this the whole second half. 26th double, but look at how direct that bat head gets to the baseball. That's a closed stance. If there is any kind of leak with the hip or the bat head drops, he is not going to get to that fastball. That was perfect timing. Perfect bat path.
The dentist is not going to like that, Steve. So the leadoff man on, and the Orioles have the potential tying run out there at second base for Adam Jones. Jones grounded out his first time up. Still with that big .340 average against left-handers. He's been up among the top 10 in average against lefties all season long. He right now is 7th in the league against left-handers. Altuve hitting .414 against left-handers. Has the best numbers in the American League. 1-0 delivery on the way. Out of a chopper trying to get the runner moved up. That's foul.
Well, take a look at the highest slugging percentage versus left-handers with the Orioles all time since 1995. Actually, Albert Bell, that .650 slugging percentage back in 2000. Melvin Mora, great year in 2008. Tejada, Palmeiro, and there's Adam Jones. Monster season, .587 slugging percentage. This year has 8 home runs against the lefties. We've talked about his batting average. It's been up there all season long. Very productive.
He is the Orioles leader with runners in scoring position right now at .325, tied for 8th in the league. Pitch will be taken inside. And a 2-ball, 1-strike count on Jones. Adam trying to get this ball game tied up or better. Short lead at second for Pearce. Jones will go to the gap, and that will stay up and be caught by Bautista. Runner will stay at second base. 1 down. Time for all fans to tweet your photo using hashtag #MASSonFanPhotos. For a chance to have it shown in a future broadcast, it's brought to you by AT&T. That will bring up Nelson Cruz with 1 down and that runner on at second base. Again, Tollefson holding the runner. Pearce as close as he can. And Cruz will go after one. It's down and into him and chop it foul.
Pretty good bite on that breaking ball when it's down, but It's been inconsistent for Happ. At times he'll leave it hanging, so you don't see him go to the off-speed pitches very often. Working that fastball, kind of spray painting it around the zone, up, down, in, and out.
Delivery on the way to Cruz. That's going to go to second. Backhanded Tollefson. Long throw. And Cruz retired. Pierce goes to third. 2 down.
Nice play right there by Steve Tollefson up the middle. Piece of hitting by Nelson Cruz. Hey, why not just drive it right back through the box? But Tollefson, good defensive play. Deep angle actually made the play out in center field.
So now with 2 away, Young will try and get that run home. The Orioles 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position in the ball game last night. 0 for 2 so far in this inning. And Young will take it for a strike. Delman came through with the RBI base hit in the second, scoring Cruz from third base after Cruz had picked up the triple. The Orioles getting their first run off the bat of Delman Young. That ball fouled away. Young has hit .289 against the Jays this year. He's had a home run and 4 RBIs coming into the ball game, adding his 5th in that second inning against Toronto. Pierce off third base. Happ's delivery to him's up high.
Well, Delman Young's been so impressive all season long, and this is not the first time we've mentioned this, but you know, he's played DH role, he's played some outfield on occasion, he's come up and done some pinch hitting, but he's been able to keep himself, the rhythm and timing, just right in check. So his work ethic, you know, what he brings to the field every day as far as his preparation keeps him going and consistent. And you know, Buck Showalter just, he probably can't be any happier as a manager to have somebody like Delman Young, a veteran hitter that you can count on for quality at bats night in and night out. Even if he doesn't play for a week, he's still going to come up there and give you a quality AB.
He has been the leading pinch hitter by far in the American League, going 10 for 20 with a home run and 5 RBIs as a pinch hitter. I mean, just phenomenal numbers. He's done a great job as a DH, and he gets his 17th start in left field in this ball game. 1 ball, 2 strike count, and Young will go the other way again, foul.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how Buck works this out with Nelson Cruz, Delman Young, and De Aza as far as the playing time in left field. We mentioned at the beginning of the game, De Aza probably gets some starts at Comerica Park. It's just much bigger outfield. A little more range out there. Delman and Nelson Cruz get the starts, probably the starts at Camden Yard in left field, one or the other.
Decisions. Nelson Cruz, of course, he's got to be in there leading the majors in home runs, and the Orioles' big power threat, RBIs and home runs. Delman Young, 2-2, runner on third base, and Happ gets it. 2 strikeouts, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. Bottom of the 4th coming up. The postseason berth, be it as a wild card team or division winner, they're doing it without home runs. An amazing 40 homerless game that they got the win in to clinch. Miguel Cabrera for Detroit is finishing strong, .396 average in September. That is the 2nd highest average in the American League in September. And the Pittsburgh Pirates 10-3 in their last 13 games. They lost in extra innings today, so they are now down to an elimination number of 1 to win the division against the Cardinals. If the Cardinals win today, the Cardinals will be the Central Division winners. Now Pittsburgh's going to the playoffs, but they've got a magic number of elimination 1 for the division title. Ended up being the 2 Central Divisions, American National League being the ones that get right down to the final weekend. Here's Danny Valencia Valencia grounded out his first time up. Wei-Yin Chen inside to him.
Not that Kansas City stat. Really not that surprising playing at Kauffman Stadium. Such a huge stadium. Very pitcher-friendly ballpark. Kansas City Royals, not very productive with the long ball, but they can get their base hits. They offensively, they have turned it around. Really, I mean, second in the league with singles, trailing the Detroit Tigers. So, I mean, it's a pesky offense. They have some team speed. Guys are starting to put the bat on the ball a little more frequently. Team that does not walk much, though.
Interesting, they're the only team this year with fewer than 100 home runs. In this day and age, you just figure you're going to get over that number fairly easily. They have not. Danny Valencia, 3-ball, 1-strike count. Chen's delivery to him, and a towering fly ball. It's all the way up to the roof. It's going to be in the seats, so that have hang time on it. Pirates lost today to Cincinnati, 10-6 extra innings. Interesting there because the Pirates had not been giving up runs. They'd allowed just 19 runs in the last 12 games. They give up 10 today in extra innings to Cincinnati. Pittsburgh was the only team to give up fewer than 20 runs over a span of a dozen games this year. That's outside, and Valencia will draw the walk. Leadoff walk by Chen. What better way to commemorate an historic season for the Birds than ordering the official Orioles Maryland license plate? It has the popular cartoon bird. The plate is a great way to turn every day and get game day, and more importantly, you support Orioles reach and the community with proceeds going to the Orioles Charitable Foundation. Go to Orioles.com/plates. Show off your Birdland pride. Wei-Yin Chen, 5th in the league in fewest walks per 9 innings. Gives up a leadoff walk here. Now Navarro. He struck out his first time up.
Chen's been very stingy with the base on balls all season long. Just missed with that fastball away. He didn't like that call. He thought it was close enough with the strike on Valencia.
0-1 count. Navarro, then Mayberry. That one's going to be a base hit into left field. Young will go over to get it. Turn made. Young will make sure he doesn't go anywhere. Valencia stays at second. And the Jays get the first 2 on here in the 4th inning.
Well, the Blue Jays offense, follow the scouting report. We've seen Wei-Yin Chen pitch for a few years now, and they know he's not afraid to throw that fastball inside. So really getting the bat head to the inside fastball right now. That last pitch elevated a little bit, but what Wei-Yin Chen has to do to establish that fastball and is really get some guys off the plate. Don't be afraid to get it in there 4, 5, 6 inches. Make them move their feet. That'll get them a little flinchy on that inside corner. Start working the outside edge, and then you'll be able to spot the fastballs in for strikes.
Here is Mayberry, and he will take the pitch for a strike. The Orioles and Jays, their offenses are almost exactly the same when you look at the numbers. Average runs, even home runs. The Orioles are number 1 in homers, but the Jays are number 2 in that department. Jays have 177 to the Orioles 209. 0-1 pitch on the way. The difference has been the pitching, where the Orioles clearly have dominated when compared to the Jays. The Orioles' 3rd best ERA overall, and the Jays are 11th. This offense can hack out some runs. Orioles average 4.4 runs a game. The Jays average 4.5. Mayberry flied out his first time up. 1-1 delivery. Went after it and fouls it back.
Well, they certainly have a potent offense. They brought Reyes in, the spark plug. He's had a healthy season, so he brings so much to the top of the lineup. And then, of course, Batista and Encarnacion. But that offensive, the numbers that you were just talking about would have been a lot better had they not lost some of their key players in the middle of the season. Encarnacion missed a month. Adam Lynn, the first baseman, who's having a nice year, but he missed over a month as well. A couple stints on the DL. Brett Lowry, he's still not back.
Scary to think what that would have looked like with all of them.
Right? If they could stay healthy, but I mean, I think every team wishes that their teams could stay healthy. You got to make your adjustments. You got to trust the depth that you have in the organization and hope the guys fill in and can do an adequate job.
Which the Orioles have done. And that will be popped up outside of first, over towards the dugout, and no play. Top of the dugout. John Mayberry Jr., 2-2.
Orioles were tested early on, not having Manny Machado for a couple months, really just kind of keeping their heads above water as they stabilized. The pitching got better. Manny came back. The defense became the best in baseball again. And I think really with the starting pitching and the bullpen doing as well as they have been and staying as consistent, that's really what's kept them on top.
2-2 delivery again. Mayberry will pop this one up playable at short. Infield fly rule called. Hardy will make the catch. Mayberry is retired. So there's the first out. You talk about how the Orioles went with a record month by month. Compare it to what their ERA was in each of those months.
Yeah, slow start. I mean, 4.49 in March and April and May. Got a little bit better. Saw the work that Dom Chidi and Dave Wallace had done with the starters and the bullpen. You see it slowly start to come down, and they really hit their stride in July. 2.96 and then 3.08, 2.79 here in September. So, you know, they understand what they can do. They understand what they're capable of, and now they're, you know, every time they step on the hill, they're giving a quality performance. You know, they're, even if they don't have their best stuff, finding ways. I think all the pitchers in the rotation have made those adjustments, and you know, they kind of passed the baton. I mean, I think they all have a great bond together, both the starters and the bullpen. Guys work well, they communicate well together. It's a good team chemistry, and they learn from each other.
Dalton Pompey, 2-1, drives the ball to center field. Jones has it lined up. Runner will tag at second base, but Valencia's not going to go anywhere. Jones hits the cutoff man. So Chen, after the first two, got on with a walk and a single. He's come back to get 2 outs here. Now a chance to get out of this inning. And our old reliable stat we talk about every year has gone favorably to the Orioles. How many starts do you get out of your prospective starters in the course of a year? Well, the Orioles, the answer to that's been a ton, because they've only had 7 starters, and McFarland, one of those, only threw 1 game as a starter. So really, it's been only 6. And as is true almost every year, the more starts you get out of your prospective rotation, the higher you will finish in the rankings. Here is Pilar, who will take the pitch inside. He singled and scored in the 3rd. Runners at first and second. Valencia the walk. Navarro the single. Pilar with a chance here, with Toronto leading it by a score of 2-1. Chen with a 1-0 delivery, and that's way outside. Already Toronto 1 for 5 with runners in scoring position here in the ball game, getting some chances. And that's foul back. So a 2-ball 1-strike count.
Kevin Pilar, a healthy cut there and a 2-0 fastball, and he's another one of the young players that the Blue Jays possibly going to be counting on next season. Don't expect the Blue Jays to be real aggressive in the free agent market. They were aggressive a couple of years ago. I think they used what they had in the bank. So they got to kind of keep it quiet for a while and hope that they can develop some talent from within.
That one down the line, and it is a foul ball. I'm talking to some of the folks on the business side here with the Jays. New CEO at Rogers, and apparently has made it very clear it's now business. And is watching the budget and said, here's what you got to work with. You see a reduction in wins, there will be a reduction in salaries. Simple as that. 2-ball 2-strike count with 2 down. That ball is going to be put up in the air, right field, scope back, will be called off, and the play will be made by Pierce. So a good job by Chen. First 2 on, but they stay. 1 hit, 2 left on. It remains 2-1 Jays. Maston is brought to you by PNC Bank for the achiever in you, and by AT&T, mobilizing your world. With Mike Bordick, I'm Gary Thorne. Folks outside Rogers Center here. Good ball game underway inside with the Jays getting the 2-1 lead. Jays coming back in the second inning. RBIs, Tollison a double, Reyes a double. Orioles have gotten the early lead on a base hit by Young, bringing home Cruz, who had tripled in the second inning. J.J. Hardy will lead it off. It'll be Hardy, Walker, and Joseph against J.A. Happ. He has walked none, struck out 2, Chen a walk, and 3 strikeouts, and the pitch will be there for a strike. Back at you tomorrow with 162. Miguel Gonzalez, R.A. Dickey, scheduled starters. Play made by Tollison. Be on the air at 12:30 O's Extra, 1 o'clock for the ball game. Gonzalez will start, but there'll be a parade of pitchers used by the Orioles. As Mike Showalter wants to make sure he gets everybody into the position he wanted them in as far as game access was concerned here in this final series against Toronto. Walker grounded out, first time up. It's outside for a ball.
Always a little tricky. You kind of play it out. Orioles clinched so early, September 16th, that they had the luxury of resting so many players, which is obviously a real good thing. Now you got to make sure you keep them sharp and keep the rhythm and timing there, because there's going to be a few days off before the postseason starts. Trying to get them in, especially the bullpen. You need those arms going. There will be opportunities for them to throw over the next few days, but nothing like the game atmosphere.
Christian Walker in the big cutoff Happ. Walker in his 6th game called up with the expanded rosters, first baseman who had the outstanding year at AAA for the Orioles. Picked up major league home run and RBI so far. 2 ball 1 strike delivery by Happ, and that'll miss a little bit outside. 3 ball 1 strike count.
This was a nice reward for Christian Walker. Put a lot of time in to improve his defense. Wouldn't even be here if his defense hadn't gotten to average or slightly above where it is right now at first base. Offensively, so many people saying he's already a major league hitter. Good patience, good bat speed, gap-to-gap power. Put up some good power numbers in AA and AAA this season. And this is going to be a great experience for him. Becoming familiar with this level, obviously, and the team. An impact player for the Orioles. They're hoping down the road.
A chance to show his stuff at the big league level. 3 ball 2 strike count. Walker to be followed by Joseph. Orioles have lost a couple ball games in a row. That hasn't happened very much during the season, especially the second half of the season. And a swing and a miss. So Happ gets the K. That's his 3rd.
Well, that's the good finish on the fastball. 94, 95 miles an hour with the fastball riding to the top of the zone, and it just gets on a hitter quick. This one at the top of the zone. If you are not on time and that bat head is not direct to the baseball, you're going to have no chance catching up to it. And there, Walker blew it by him.
So 2 away for Joseph, who grounded out his first time up. Caleb now 0 for his last 29 at the plate. That gets old in a hurry.
Yeah, I was talking with Caleb a little bit after yesterday's ball game. His timing's off a little bit. They're controlling that front side, leaking forward, and then the bat head drops behind. When he got on a roll there and he was hitting the home runs, had 5 games where he hit home runs consecutively. His bat head was as direct as he said it's been in his career. I mean, it is just short and sweet, and he wants to find that feeling again. A lot of times, if your lower half isn't on time, you can't control the bat head as well. So he's really working hard with it. Jim Presley right there. They're always in the batting cage, trying to refine the swing.
Tough guy to try and get that hit off right here in Happ. And a 3-ball, 1-strike count. He does get the hitter's count. Talked about the Orioles' 2 straight losses since June 1. Orioles have lost 3+ games in a row, only once, 3 straight against the Cubs in that series in Chicago. 3-1 delivery on the way to him, and that'll be fouled back. So Happ comes right back to take it full, 3-2.
And that's a fastball. You think you're on it. There's just a little extra. And at the end, so many pitchers try to find that extra life through the zone. Happ's got it. Look at that Nissan pitch track. You see the 5th pitch. That's a good pitch to hit. A little extra life. It's a foul ball.
That'll be a foul ball down the line. Three balls, 2 strikes. Good house on hand here for the next to the last ball game. And it's coming out to see the Jays here. Final 2 chances. 3-2 delivery, and that one will be fouled back as well.
That was actually a pretty short swing from Caleb. When he committed to the swing, realized it was going to be a ball, but really stayed short. Get enough of it to keep the at-bat alive.
8th pitch of the at-bat will be coming up on the 3-ball, 2-strike count. Happ's delivery to him, and that ball's in the air to right. Long run, Bautista, and no play. Caleb has gone 3 for 21 against the Jays this season. 2 of those 3 hits have been home runs against Toronto. 3-2 count, 2 down. Jays have the 2-1 lead. 2-4-0 for Toronto, 1-3-0 for the Orioles. Toronto's left 3. The Orioles have left 1. Happ's delivery, and he walked it. So there's the first walk earned by Joseph right there. It comes with 2 down. Our PNC Minor League Report brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you.
Dariel Alvarez, a great year this year, splitting time between Bowie and Norfolk. Finished up with a .306 batting average, 15 home runs, 37 doubles on the year for Alvarez, 87 RBI. That OPS up at .802, so he could be another player that makes an impact here at the big club. Love his swing, his defense, good strong arm out there. He's going to the fall league, get more reps.
Jonathan Scope at the plate. Jonathan struck out his first time up. Another player trying to get the bat going here in the final weekend of the regular season, hitting only .152 in the month of September. 3 home runs. Happ throttles back a little bit off that 93, 94 mile an hour fastball, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. It's been a pretty good ballpark for Scope to hit in his young career. He came in with a .286 batting average here at Rogers Center, a couple of home runs. That ball right back to the mound. Happ feels it and gets the out. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on. Bottom of the 5th coming up from Toronto. 2-1 Jays. To see and do on the beaches and islands of Sarasota on Florida's Gulf Coast. Go beyond the stadium to the top beaches in the USA. Start planning right now at visitsarasota.org. Spring training home, of course, of the Orioles. And really beautiful this time of year as the summer heat starts to go away, but still nice and warm. For Wei-Yin, Chen, a walk and 3 strikeouts in the ball game. Happ has walked 1, struck out 3. And Chen surrendering the couple of runs on 4 hits so far in the ballgame.
Well, Wei-Yin Chen pitching pretty well here, 69% fastball. See that pitch count only at 61. aggressive with his fastball. Trying to work it inside. The breaking ball's been pretty good. Staying true to form with his pitch usage here in this ball game. A little surprised he's not trying the changeup. It's these right-handed hitters.
Tollison leads it off, doubling an RBI for Steve Tollison. First ball hitting to short. Hardy gets in front. And the out. As we promised earlier in the game, our AT&T fan photo. Family affair.
Yeah, there. Heads up. A lot of home runs come out there on Utah Street.
Be looking. Oh, yeah. Yes, this is a very good day. Here's Jose Reyes, top of the order. Reyes with an RBI double, and he is popped out. Reyes 288 against the Orioles this season. Adding the RBI, part of the 2-run 3-hit third inning. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Reyes 1 down, nobody on. Chen's 1-1 delivery to him will be fouled off. This is a Blue Jays team that led the division on July 2nd. And listed as one of the favorites by many preseason to contend for the division title. And took that lead into the middle of summer. Couldn't sustain it. Another one down the line. Casilla knocks it down. Earned to first. Not in time. Ball gets away. On his way to second. Throw there. In time. No. It hits him in the back. That's about everything that can happen on one play. Reyes on. Takes the extra base. The throw to try and get him at second base. Bounced off his backside.
Well, nice diving play by Casilla. Reyes getting on another one, hooking it down the line. Casilla ready for it. Gets to his feet. Good strong throw. The 1 hop, and it just kind of cuts on Walker off the end of the glove. See the nice reaction. Up quickly. Strong throw. The 1 hop just off the end of the glove, though, of Walker. Gets away, and then Jonathan Scope trying to finish off the play. Catches Reyes in the backside. Lucky that one didn't get kick away, and Reyes keep running.
At least for the moment, it's called a single and an error on Casilla, allowing the runner to go to second base. Ground ball towards the middle. Hardy over. He's got it off Bautista's bat and will record the out. Runner moves up. Reyes over to third base. Don't miss the excitement of postseason baseball in Birdland. Deposit now on a 2015 13-game season plan. You get a pre-sale opportunity for the ALCS, or upgrade to a 29-game or full season plan and be guaranteed tickets to at least one ALCS. Remember, Monday at 10 a.m., beginning Monday at 10 a.m., exclusively at Orioles.com/postseason. Don't miss your final chance to grab tickets to the ALDS. Ticket availability extremely limited, so don't miss out. Runner at third, 2 down. Pitch is in there for a strike on Canecion, is grounded out and popped out. Right now, there's something about third base that's got a big E in front of it. Another error at third on the throw that allowed Reyes to move down to second.
Yeah, I can see not a lot of experience over there at third base. Definitely a different look than the middle of the infield.
Off the glove. Hardy's going to try and make the play. He's got time, and he gets it. No, ball was not handled. Walker dropped it. A run is in, and the Orioles defense continues to hurt.
Well, J.J. Hardy, a nice play here. Kicks off the glove of Wei-Yin Chen. Good adjustment. J.J. Hardy, the quick release. Glove to hand transfer. Good throw. Walker just cannot hang on to it. Strides out. Gets himself in a pretty good position. Ball just rolls out of his glove.
Error charged on Walker. 2 errors in the inning. No RBI. Run scores 3-1 Toronto. Wow. Here is Valencia, and he will take the pitch down low for a ball. Just checking that error on Casilla. There have now been 6 errors in the last 9 games at third base. Casilla, of course, making his first start there this season anywhere, and his first game back for the Orioles this year. Pitch is in there for a strike, and the Orioles have 2 errors in the inning and an unearned run. 1 ball, 1 strike on Valencia. He's grounded out and walked.
Well, there's been different third basemen over there here in the month of September. I think Buck just trying to get a good feel. And, you know, I think in a lot of cases, everybody knows about the Orioles' great defense the last few years, been tops in baseball. There's a little bit of pressure on a player to go out there and actually not make an error. You can't play to not make an error. You have to just play, trust your instincts, and play the game, you know, the way you have your whole life. If you play thinking about not making mistakes, that's when the mistakes are going to come. And I think right now there's a little bit of pressure on some of the third basemen that are going over there.
Yep. 2 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way. Whoa, that was hit hard. Right off the back of the mound. Force play at second base. Scope goes to Hardy, and it's hit so hard they get Encarnacion easily. An unearned run on a hit and 2 errors. 3-1 Jays.
Delman Young putting the Orioles on the board first. Nice job of hitting the other way after Nelson Cruz triple. And Steve Tollefson chops one down, kicks off the dirt past the diving effort of Casilla. Reyes follows up with a double, whistling one down the left field line. That'll score Tollefson from second base. There's a chopper. J.J. Hardy, the throw on to first base. Walker can't hang on to it. Reyes, who reached on an error, and safe at first. Remember, Geico 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Orioles try and battle back here. 3-1. Casilla, top of the order, 0 for 2. There goes the bat. Perfect. Ready to be used. He's going to throw it back at him. Toll sends it back out. A bouncing bat. Casilla returning to the Orioles today. First major league game since September 23 of 2013. Told you, played at AAA with all the injuries. Got 56 games in. Hit for a .264 average. Happ's delivery to him. That'll be outside. 1 ball, 2 strike count. That run in the 5th inning unearned. Run on a hit, 2 errors, and a base runner left on. Pitch on the way, and that'll be grounded towards third base. Charging Valencia. Danny Valencia with a play off the turf, and 1 away here in the 6th inning. That'll bring up Steve Pearce. Pearce with a double, and he has grounded out. 296 with the 21 home runs, 49 RBIs. His biggest surprise as the Orioles have had this season. The numbers for Steve Pearce. Talking to Jim Presley about Pearce this season compared to the others, he said for the most part it's just a matter of getting at bats. Jim said he hadn't had the opportunities before to get into a rhythm at the plate. He said he closed things up a little bit. It's helped him out, shorten the swing, gets it through the strike zone quicker, harder. But he said the opportunity to do that on more occasions just made him what we've seen.
Yeah, I think obviously, you know, Steve Pearce he's been a role player his whole career. He's had some opportunities to start in the major leagues. When he was with Pittsburgh, he played a full season, but the numbers weren't quite there. So a lot of times players get labeled You know, and Steve Pearce has great value. Can play the outfield. Obviously, we've seen him do some great things at first base, and he is a power threat, as we've seen this year. But that's really been his label. Okay, so he can spot some defense, pick up or spell a starter every now and then. He'll give you a good at bat. There might be an opportunity there for him to hit the long ball. Well, give him consecutive bats now. He's older. He's been through this. He knows what it takes to play at the major league level. And here he's gotten consecutive at bats, and yeah, he has taken off. His confidence is high. He's made some adjustments, closing that front side off. You know, when I talked to him about that adjustment he made, he said before he was a little bit open, that front hip would leak just too soon. And when that happens, the bat head drops. Don't stay on the baseball.
Happ gets him.
Steve Pearce seeing the ball very well, and he didn't like this call here. See Happ trying to dot that fastball, working Pearce on that outside corner, and every pitch on the outer third, and that fastball looked pretty good.
4 strikeouts for Jay Happ in the ball game. Happ had 12 strikeouts in one of his starts against the Orioles this year, career high strikeouts in an 8-inning ball game he worked back on August 7th against the Orioles. Here's Adam Jones. He is 0 for 2 in the game. Flied out, grounded out. Orioles struck out a lot last night. Hutchinson, the starter, had 8. Stroman came on for a 4-inning save and ended up with 3 strikeouts. Jones lifts it in the air to left field. He got all of that one way back, and goodbye. Off the facade of the second deck. The Orioles center fielder delivers the long ball, and the Orioles make it a 1-run ball game. His 29th and RBI 96.
Pretty impressive year once again for Adam Jones. 29th home run. Love to see him get to that magic 30 number again. Love to see him get over 100 RBIs, but a great swing. He has just torn up the lefties this season. That's his 9th home run. His left-handed pitching. He was on the Happ offering there.
Our Maryland Lottery contestant, Mallory Clark. That's another $500 for the Orioles home run by Jones. And a 3-2 ball game. And the pitch taken away by Cruz.
One thing you see from Adam Jones, that lower half has stayed so quiet. Very short stride. See him pick it up, put it down, and then unbelievable extension through the baseball. And he knew that. As soon as it made contact with the bat, he's going to go a long way.
Second home run he's had against Toronto this season. It's his 13th career home run in this ballpark.
101 miles an hour off the bat.
Nelson Cruz in the air to center. Pompey. But the Orioles here in the 6th inning come back. A run on a hit, no errors, nobody left on. Adam Jones delivering the first he's had off Happ. Makes it 3-2. As far as the top of the charts are concerned, Mike, this is where the season in microcosm has looked like as far as getting that lead.
Yeah, there was a time when they were well out of first place, kind of fighting to get back into the hunt. 6.5 games out on June 6th, but have led the American League every day since July 3rd when the Toronto Blue Jays started slumping. When they made that West Coast trip, the Orioles took over, and they have not looked back. That largest lead the American League East was 14.5 games. That was on September 17th. That was the day after they had clinched the American League East title.
And Adam Jones giving him a chance here in this one, helping out as he makes it a 1-run ball game with a home run in the 6th inning. Bottom half of the 6th, Diana Navarro. Navarro is singled and struck out. Chen working into the 6th. And Navarro will take the off-speed delivery for a strike. Navarro now 2 for 8. Lifetime against the Oriole left-hander. Chen after his 17th win in this ballgame. 0-1 delivery. Navarro goes to short. Hardy's got the hop. And the out. Kids Piece, in partnership with the Orioles and Buck and Angela Showalter, invite you to run or walk in the 5th annual Kids Piece Trick or Trot 5K. It's Saturday, November 1 at the park. Have your favorite Halloween costume on. Enjoy the fun course. And it'll end right on the field. There'll be prizes, top runners, group winners. Most importantly, it benefits Kids Piece foster care and community programs of Maryland and D.C. Go to kidspiece.org/5K run. John Mayberry Jr. puts one in the air, left center field. Playable is Jones, 2 down.
Chen throwing the ball very well right now. The fact that he's mixing in the off-speed pitches, he's shown great command now of his secondary pitches, and I think the ability to throw the breaking ball, the slider, to get ahead in the count. Throw it for a strike. See 76 pitches now to this point. Put that on against Navarro. Good command. It'll keep hitters off the fastball. Wei-Yin Chen's had a lot of problems with giving up home runs to actually lead off hitters of an inning. And a lot of times because he tries to get ahead with that fastball. Hitters gearing up on it. Knock them out of the yard. Well, get into their heads. Mix in the off-speed pitches for first pitch strikes.
Here is Pompey. He is 0 for 2. He has struck out and flied out. Dalton Pompey with a 2-0 count. Pompey completing his 5th year professional baseball this season. 2-0 delivery on the way. That'll go to short on the ground. Hardy's got and the out. And a 1-2-3 inning, clean inning for Wei-Yin Chen. We've completed 6. Orioles will bat in the 7th, down a run. Join us again tomorrow as we wrap up the regular season. Miguel Gonzalez will be on the mound against R.A. Dickey. Our coverage on MASN 2, 12:30 with those extra, presented by Dodge, followed by our game coverage at 1. All the access you need right here on MASN.
All right, take a look at tomorrow's starters. Miguel Gonzalez looking for that 10th win of the season. If he picks that up, 4 starters with 10 or more wins for the Orioles will be the first time since 1997 that happened. He's going to be facing R.A. Dickey. Dickey 14 wins on the year. Each much better the second half. That run average down to 3.78. Of course, the knuckleballer.
Here is Delman Young. RBI base hit, second inning. He has struck out as well. 0-1 count on him. 2 starters still in there. Happ, the walk, 4 strikeouts. Brad Brock in the bullpen for the Orioles, batting here in the 7th inning. Young, Hardy, and Walker. 0-2 pitch will be taken inside. Folks, way up there.
Yeah.
CN Tower just outside Rogers Center. Are they doing the walk? They are. Oh, they're out there on the walk. Harnessed in, leading out over the outside of the tower, and then brought back in.
I got us tickets to do that tonight.
Good. Have a good time. Ground ball to short, played by Reyes. I wanted to do play-by-play, and you're going to cut the harness. Hey, for every Orioles walk, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50 to support Be More for Healthy Babies. Orioles have 395 walks, $19,750. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. Would you do that?
Well, I got the tickets, but they're for 6 o'clock. I don't think we have a shot of making it, so maybe next year.
Maybe next year. The old baseball adage. Wait till next year. J.J. Hardy has hit into a double play and grounded out. And Happ's delivery will be taken outside. There is Aaron Sanchez for the Jays. One ball, 1 strike count on Hardy. And that's outside. Happ with that 2-1 delivery and fouled straight back.
He has a knack of keeping that fastball just at the top of the zone. Some pretty healthy cuts by the Orioles offense, but you see the pitch track there. The fourth pitch, the fastball, 93 miles an hour, right at the top of the zone. Real hard to get on top of that pitch.
2-2 delivery on the way to Hardy, and that's going to be up high. 2 of the games he started against the Orioles where he's had decisions here in this ballpark, Happ has lost. He's 0-2 in the 2 starts here at Rogers Center against the Orioles. Part of that 1-3 record against him lifetime, and he walked him. So Hardy's going to be on here, and Happ gives up the 1-out walk. That's only the second he's surrendered. And with that, John Givens is on his way out. So that will be it for the left-hander. He will work 6 1/3 innings, leaves the ball game responsible for the potential tying run that is on at third base. Sanchez will be coming out of the pen. Toronto leads it 3-2.
Comparison today to the season, the fastball didn't go to it quite as much, but very close. Breaking ball flipped it up there. He had a pretty good one. Buried some big curveballs down and into the right-handed hitters. Change up just 9% of the time. And another pretty good start for Happ against the Orioles. 6 1/3 innings. A couple runs, a solo shot to Jones, and RBI single from Delman Young. He gives way to Aaron Sanchez coming out of the bullpen. Fastball used at 88% of the time. Why not? 96 to 99 with the fastball. Breaking ball just 12% of the time. It's a curveball. 23 games, 1.15 earned run average. 31 1/3 innings of work. The opponent batting average is 133. Lefties 154. Righties is at 121. Sanchez going to be in line to fight for a starting spot next season.
Only 22 years old, out of Barstow, California. Signed out of high school. First round pick. 34th overall, 2010. Steve Clevenger's the pinch hitter for Walker. He's 0 for 2. So Clevenger on with a runner on at first base. 1 down. Sanchez delivers. Pitch will be taken up high. Sanchez has also picked up a save this season. Some talk that if he is not in the starting rotation next year, that maybe he would be in line to be the closer for this Toronto team. Maybe too good, too much not to be a starter. That's going to be inside, and he falls behind on Clevenger. 3 balls and no strikes.
A hard time finding the strike zone right now, but you see how easy it comes out of his hand. 3 fastballs up to 98 miles an hour.
Hardy, the runner at first base. 3-0 delivery, Clevenger taking, and 4 out of the strike zone. So the Orioles get a couple of back-to-back walks by 2 different pitchers. And the Orioles have 2 on here with 1 away in the 7th inning, trailing by a run. Caleb Joseph coming up. He's drawn a walk and he is grounded out. Lowe will come on to pinch run at first base. Orioles with the potential tying and go-ahead runs on. Still can't find that strike zone. 5 in a row that have missed. That will bring Navarro out. Reyes shortstop in.
I'll just settle him down a little bit. Catch his breath. Navarro might be seeing something mechanical, but I would venture to guess he's just saying, hey, let's go. Throw that thing over the plate. 98, 99 miles an hour. Trust what you got. Challenge the hitters.
Joseph with a 1-0. Finds it. 1 ball, 1 strike.
At the bottom of the zone, I saw David Lowe over there pinch running for Clevenger after Clevenger drew that walk. David Lowe, another one of those interesting players as far as the playoff roster. Showalter would definitely love to have some speed off the bench. David Lowe, one of those players. Quentin Berry. I figure the playoffs typically low-scoring games. Get into the late innings, maybe a pinch runner, try to steal a base, get in scoring position instead of dropping a sacrifice bunt down.
That'll go to Tollefson at second base. Reyes one across the bag, running throw, picked by Mayberry. Boy, what a beautiful double play that was. So the Orioles are retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one left on base. Seventh inning stretch start.
From him in search of that 17th win. Won't get it right now, but he was dotting the fastball. Good breaking ball down and into Navarro there. Another good one to get the youngster Pompey. Chen mixed up his pitches today. You see his comparison, 69% fastballs. The breaking ball uses it to hit more at 25%. 6% with a changeup. 6 innings pitched, 5 hits. A couple earned runs given up, just the 1 walk and 3 punch-outs for Wei-Yin Chen. And now it's time for the Jiffy Lube pitching change. The Orioles can check this pitching change off their to-do list. Isn't it time for you to check oil change off yours? Come into Jiffy Lube and help keep your vehicle running longer. Well, Brad Brock now coming into the ball game. Uses that fastball at 68% of the time, and it's a good one. Cross body, 94, 95 miles an hour. Good hard slider at 18%. And that changeup 14% of the time. He has swing and miss stuff. 45 games for the Orioles this year. 7 wins out of the bullpen. 214 opponent batting average.
Pilar will lead it off against him. Kevin Pilar shows bunt, drops it. Good one. Brock fielding it, throw it away. That'll go down the line. Backed up by Lowe. Another error. That'll be a base hit for Pilar and an error on the pitcher on the throw.
Tough chance right here for Brad Brock. Perfect bunt by Pilar. Places it so well, kills it on the turf. But Brock, hard time setting his feet. Just kind of grabs the ball and chucks it down there. No chance for Steve Pearce, even though a nice diving effort. And if you don't have the time to set your feet, might as well eat it. Good speed on the bases. Gets down to second base in scoring position. A little upsetting himself right there.
So now Tollefson, a big potential run out there in the bottom of the 7th inning, 1-run game. Casilla cheating in at third. Tollefson shows bunt and will take the pitch for a ball. Pierce has moved into first base with Walker out being pinch hit for, and Lowe is out in right field where Pierce had been. Wayne Kirby directing traffic here. 1-0 count, bunted. Casilla got to go to first. Gets the out, sacrifice. Pilar moves over to third, 1 away. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Infield will move in. 7th inning, 1-run game. Runner at third. 1 out. Toronto's got a 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position today. Pitch will be taken outside. Reyes has had a couple of hits and an RBI. Double, single. And he has popped out. He gets a chance to drive in a potential big run. Delivery to him in the air. Runner will tag. Jones. Throw will come all the way through. It's right there. And he got him. What a throw made by Adam Jones. Right on the money to Caleb Joseph. And it will stay a 1-run ball game. A perfect throw to the plate. We'll see if they challenge it. Joseph applying the tag, and again it's that question of did he block the lane Looks pretty good right there, lefting the backside of the plate. Did he get him in time?
Yeah, I think that's the question. Did he tag him?
Yeah.
Pilar making a nice slide, getting outside, trying to get that hand in on the plate. Caleb trying to tag him there on the upper body, maybe the hip. That is the question. Did he get his hand in?
They're going to challenge it.
Unbelievable throw from Adam Jones in center field. Even have a shot here.
I don't think he ever touched it.
Looking in good position. Reaches out. Can't tell if he might have clipped the jersey there. Or Pilar definitely got his hand on home plate. Got his face on the dirt.
Home plate umpire Jim Wolf and the crew chief Tony Randazzo is at third. Now there's one of those plays where if the rule's not changed, if the old rule's in effect, you got a good time collision.
Oh yeah,
you got a big one.
Oh, because Caleb's going to be setting up right in front of home plate.
Yep. And that's what Major League Baseball sought to avoid by implementing the new rule this season. Fans are getting a look at it on the big board.
You have him right there. That looks.
The question, of course, is there enough to overturn the call? Is the call clearly wrong in the field? Right. If not, then the call stands and he'll be out.
He's going to have to stand. Can't really tell if Caleb tags him or not. Looks like he might have got a piece of him as he reached out. Boy, you can't say enough about that throw from Adam Jones, though. I mean, he got himself in a great position. Actually started to get his legs creating that momentum towards home plate before the ball even got into his glove, so the release was a lot quicker. Strong one-hop throw. Gives Caleb a chance.
Well, since we're in the seventh inning, it's one of those crew chief reviews. Randazzo on the left, the crew chief, asked to review it by John Gibbons. And it really looks like I don't know. Looks like there's not enough there to say the call was.
Yeah, there is.
We don't know whether they're talking about the blocking of the plate or whether or not they're talking about the tag. We don't know that.
Yeah, can they look at everything though? They can.
Once they do it, yes.
So they can make a determination that Caleb's front foot get in there and block the lane, but it doesn't appear that it did. Good effort there by Pilar to avoid the tag. Get outside. Caleb reaches in. You just can't tell if he tagged him or not.
Have to give the runner a lane to the plate. It's not the way the Orioles have practiced that this year. It was his positioning was necessitated by the throw. Usually the catcher, the Orioles have had the catcher behind home plate, take the throw, and then move up when you have the ball into the runner. Caleb had to come out to field that on the fly in front of the plate.
Yeah, typically almost straddling home like a second baseman or shortstop would straddle to take a throw at second base. Nick Hundley talking about the play there. Taking a lot of time. So Caleb step out. He actually sets up.
Well, you can hear from the fans what the decision was. Orioles will go back out. Now we got to find out why. Whether or not it was because of the positioning of Joseph or the tag at the plate.
Yeah, a little surprise right there that Buck isn't coming out, but he obviously must see something. And it might be just the positioning. And I think, you know, John Russell, Matt Wieters, Buck Showalter, they talk about the setting up early, getting yourself in a good position, but Caleb actually starting out in front of the plate, and he may have, without even knowing, stepped in and kind of blocked the plate. Did not give Pilar enough of a line.
So the ruling is Joseph was all right, that his positioning was okay. He did not block the plate. They just overturned the call.
Wow.
And said he was safe. So it is a sac fly and an RBI for Reyes, bringing Pilar home. And an error involved in setting that up, remember, that moved him down to second base, sacrificed by Tollison over, and then the manufacturing of the run. Great throw by Jones, takes nothing away from his throw, and the call simply is overturned in New York. So now the bases are empty. There are 2 down. Brock goes back to the mound and will face Bautista with 2 away and nobody on.
Yeah, so just when you think you get yourself out of an inning with a big throw from Jones, you got to regroup and get your focus because you're back to the heart of the order.
Bautista will take the breaking ball down. 1 ball, 1 strikeout, 4-2 lead. Toronto gets a run in here in the 7th. Tollison a part of that with the sacrifice that moved the runner to third. And Brock will miss outside with a 2-1.
I'm not happy with the call.
Two and one, 2 away. That ball in the air off the end of the bat to left field. Young is there. And now the inning is over. But a run in on 1 hit, 1 error, and nobody left on. And it is now a 4-2 Jays lead. Adam Jones on a great throw, but the overturned call, and the Jays get a very big run. Don't forget now, you've got the 1,400 youngsters who are going to be going to games 1 and 2 of the American League Division Series in the Orioles Reach Knothole Gang. They'll be in sections 96, 98, have their own part of the ballpark, and there's a chance to raise some money for the nonprofit groups who will benefit. The Orioles are auctioning off several pair of front row field box tickets to the Division Series games 1 and 2 at Camden Yards. Go to Orioles.com/auction. You have until Tuesday at 8 p.m. for game 1 and Wednesday at 8 p.m. for game 2 to place your bids. The monies, the proceeds from those auctions will help a number of charitable organizations in Baltimore, including the Boys and Girls Clubs of Metropolitan Baltimore and the Salvation Army of Central Maryland. So a great chance to help out on this Knothole Gang ALDS chance, and a chance for you to get some great tickets. Kelly Johnson at the plate. Johnson in for Scope. Sanchez came out of the bullpen that last inning, got the big 6-4-3 double play after he'd walked the first batter face. Now we see one of these infield switches. He has to wait. Valencia changes places with Reyes when the count goes to 3-1.
Yeah, Valencia over there as a third baseman, probably more adept at handling that bunt attempt if Johnson possibly would show that or attempt that play. But now the hitters count. Bring Reyes back over. Great range on the left side of the infield. Well, now he's responsible for the whole left side of the infield.
And Sanchez comes back after falling behind to get it full 3-2. Zach Britton for the Orioles. He needs to get in a ball game here. 3 ball, 2 strike count. Kelly Johnson leading it off in the 8th inning. And the pitch, and he walked it. So still struggling with control. Sanchez has surrendered 2 walks, facing only 3 batters so far. And the Orioles get the leadoff man on. Jay Happ in line to be the winning pitcher in the ball game at the moment. 6th and a third, final line, 2 runs, 4 hits. Chen on the underside of it, 3 runs, 2 earned, 5 hits over 6. Alexei Casilla, 4th at bat. He is grounded out 3 times. In at third base, Valencia, Wei-Yin. And the pitch will be taken for a strike. Ironically, Danny Valencia is one of those who's been involved in the third base equation with the Orioles over the past couple of seasons. When Danny was with the O's, got a chance at third base, half dozen games. Swung on, fouled off. You take a look last year, this year at third base, the 2013 season, 13 errors. Manny Machado played almost all of the games, all but 13 games. and he made the 13 errors. This year, 26 errors have been recorded. The Orioles have had 7 different third basemen.
Well, last year, Manny Machado, the Platinum Glove winner, best defensive player.
Got a late wave on that one.
Yeah, that's a pretty good pitch. See the good action here. The fastball just tailing away. Great velocity, and Casilla just trying to take it out of Navarro's glove. Too late there on that swing.
So Steve Pearce with a runner at first and 1 away. Pearce has doubled, 1 for 3. He'll swing through it. 97, 0-1. You can see why Sanchez with that arm would be considered for a closer role.
Oh yeah. Well, I think the only thing that will hold him back is what we've seen here since he's come into the ball game. Just command problems, efficiency, command issues that could hold him back.
Mayberry's got room. 2 down. In our Major League notebook, this date in baseball history. In 1953, the Browns played their final game in St. Louis, and the next year, of course, they would become the Baltimore Orioles. And on this date in 2000, the U.S. Olympic team beat a heavily favored team from Cuba to win their first gold medal. Ben Sheets ended the streak of Cuba's 21-game Olympic winning streak in baseball. And then baseball got dropped in the Olympics. Here's Adam Jones. Adam, his 29th home run came in the 6th inning, putting the Orioles to within 1. Then that disputed play in the 7th, getting an extra run up to make it 4-2. Long ball here would tie it up. This one will go to third. Valencia backhanded. Nice play. And records the out. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on base. Bottom of the 8th inning coming up. Jays have a 2-run lead. Brought to you by Miller Lite. I think you'll enjoy this.
Yeah, this is what they looked at in New York. The MLB cameras. The play here when Pilar was diving in, the great throw from Adam Jones, and the question: did Caleb Joseph tag him or not? This is how they made their decision. Now, pretty tough to tell from even those angles.
Those are the 2 looks that MLB told us were the looks that resulted in the overturning of the call of out to safe.
Yeah. Well, it's tough any way you look at it. Zach Britton now in the ball game. Fastball 91% of the time. Occasional breaking ball 9%. Both great pitches, but fastball just about as dominant as you will see in the game today. Power sinker. Fastball moves all over the place. Late life, right when it gets to the plate. 1.70 earned run average. And check out the opponent batting average. Just 179 overall. Very impressive year for Zach Britton.
He will work to Edwin Encarnacion as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Valencia, then Navarro. Jays have the lead 4-6-0. That'll be grounded towards third base. Moving over there was Kelly Johnson. He will make the play. Encarnacion is retired. Casilla, who started at third, has moved over to second base now with Jonathan Scope out of the game. So Johnson at third, Casilla at second. 1 down in the 8th. Valencia 0 for 2 and a 1.
A lot of those plays at the plate or tag plays at second base, any base really, I think what they look for is some view that shows space between the player and the glove, and really hard from both those angles to actually see that there was space and a missed tag.
Valencia will take the pitch down low. Casey Jansen is in the bullpen now for the Jays. It is a save situation. Valencia, a couple of hits and 8 at-bats off Zach Britton in his career. Obviously, that was a crucial call to get that 4th run across for the Jays. Otherwise, we'd still be in a 3-2 ball game. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You see him talking to himself right there. Wondering, how do you miss that pitch? Now, great velocity, 96 miles an hour. Valencia thinking he's on it. Of course, great numbers against lefties throughout his career. Nice healthy cut. What happened when the ball got to the plate? It just decided it was going to make a down and away turn. He's got it off the bat head. Not even making contact on that pitch. Tribute to Britton's great movement.
And a 2 ball, 1 strike count. Orioles get on the board, 2nd inning, RBI by Young. They had the 1-0 lead. Toronto, though, answered with the 2 runs in the 3rd inning. Tollison, Reyes got the RBIs. And then Toronto would continue to add. They got an unearned run in the 5th inning. No RBI on that run. And in the 7th inning, the sac fly by Reyes. (3-1) delivery on the way, and we'll walk it. The second walk given up. Chen had 1.
Zach's been pretty good about kind of regrouping, get back into the zone. Right there, just kind of lost Valencia. Valencia, the big cut, certainly a very dangerous hitter. Britton's shown that he can just throw a pitch down the middle of the plate and let it work for him. A lot of times weak contact, ground balls.
Diana Navarro stands in with the runner on and 1 down, and Navarro down to 3rd will be fouled. Final game, regular season, tomorrow. 12:30 O's extra, 1 o'clock. Miguel Gonzalez, R.A. Dickey. Orioles will be keeping an eye on the scoreboard tonight. See what happens regarding Kansas City and Detroit as they await to find out who their matchup will be in the American League Division Series. The American League Central still to be called. Tigers right now leading the Royals for that spot. Popped up, shortstop. That'll be handled by Hardy, and there are 2 away.
A rare fly ball out. Zach Britton.
Right now, the difference in this ball game are 2 unearned runs. That run that came in the 7th inning also unearned. Got set up on the single by Pilar, who went down to second base on a throwing error by Brad Brock, and then would come around to score. So Chen charged with 3 runs, 2 earned. Brock a run unearned in an inning, giving up a hit. And now Zach Britton. 2 down. Here's Mayberry. And the pitch is there for a strike.
Errors keep mounting up here in the month of September. Certainly not the feel you would want defensively going into the postseason. You want a team that feels confident, and certainly there. Maybe one of these guys has caught the ball in the past, but right now a little bit of pressure on them.
Holds back, is going to go after it, let it go by. One ball, 1 strike. Runner goes. Here's the throw. Not in time. Stolen base for Danny Valencia.
A little surprise attack right there. Zach Britton getting into a little bit of a rhythm. He just picks his foot up and off he goes. Caleb Joseph, a great throw out percentage. Quick snap throw. Better jump by Valencia.
First stolen base he's had. Just 2 chances for Valencia. See it coming over to cover. So Mayberry with 2 down, base hit could add another run to that 2-run lead. One ball, 2 strikes. Pitch on the way, hit in the air to right center. It will be low, coming over to put it away. Mayberry retired, no runs, no hits, no errors. A base runner left on. The Orioles will have 3 outs to work with. Cruz will lead it off. Ball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Without a heart, it's just a machine. And by Volvo. Test drive one today at your Volvo local dealership and experience the wonder of summer. Gary Thorne, Mike Bordick with you back here in Toronto on the next to the last day of the regular season. We go to the 9th inning. Jays up by 2.
Casey Janssen now in the ball game. 76% fastballs, a breaking ball 22% of the time, a changeup just 2%. And typically great command, able to locate, nibble on the outside corner, expand the zone a little bit, but he's running into some trouble. That earned run average up to 4.12. Opponents hitting 270. And since the All-Star break, he has posted an earned run average over 7, with opponents hitting 319. So rough second half for Casey Janssen.
Cruz leading it off. He is 2 for 8 against Janssen in his career. He's picked up a triple and a run scored. 0-1 delivery by Janssen outside. Tonight, Detroit will be home against the Twins. Kansas City will be playing in Chicago against the White Sox. Games affecting the Central Division. 1-1 delivery on the way, and that's on the inside corner. Pompey has moved over to left field. Gose, who plays center regularly, is there, and Pilar's gone over to right for Bautista. Goins at second base for Tolleson. 1-2 delivery on the way, and that'll miss outside. So the Orioles looking to get a base runner on and get that potential tying run to the plate here. Cruz, Young, and Hardy are due up. Here's the 2-2 delivery, and that will be popped up outside of first. Had him fooled on the speed of that pitch, and Mayberry makes the catch.
A big reason why he's had so much success in his career, the ability to throw any of his pitches anytime in the count. There, a nice breaking ball, just 75 miles an hour. And Nelson Cruz out in front, the weak pop-up for the first out.
Orioles are standing, looking at 3 losses in a row right now. As we said, the last time that happened was against the Cubs in that series in Chicago. Paredes will come on to be the pinch hitter for Young. This is more about getting Paredes in a pinch hit situation than it is about not letting Young have an at bat here. As Paredes may be doing this in the postseason, coming off the bench for the Orioles. A couple of strikes on him in a hurry. 0-2, 1 down. Paredes will take that one. It'll bounce off the plate.
Paredes has looked good offensively, both from the left side and the right side, so it really offers Buck Showalter a potent bat, a switch hitting bat. The Nissan pitch track trying to work him down and away.
Shattered back, ground ball to short. Reyes is up. Paredes retired, 2 for 5 as a pinch hitter. And the Orioles down to just 1 more out to go with here. J.J. Hardy, a walk, is grounded out, hit into a double play. J. Happ looking for the win, would be 11-11. Chen would take the loss, 16-6, if it ends this way. And Janssen is in a save situation. 1-0 delivery. Hardy nubs it foul. Hardy's 4 for 13 lifetime off Janssen. And we'll take it inside.
Jansen right there trying to remind himself just to stay out in front with that pitch. Release the breaking ball a little too soon. Losing an arm side, up and in.
2-1 delivery, and that is there for a strike. 2-2. Delivery on the way. Hardy will go to short. Big hop Reyes. That's the ball game. Jansen comes on to retire the side in order. And Toronto's taken the first 2 games of this series as they win it by a score of 4-2, 4-6-0, 2-4-3, 2 unearned runs given up by the Orioles in this ball game. Happ the winner over Chen, 37,996 on hand.